Rachel Boston to the show. Thanks for coming on today. We appreciate it. Mr. Woods Davis, how you doing, brother?
Doing awesome, man.
How are you, Rachel?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. So Rachel just told us that she's going to, for the thumbnail for this YouTube, she's going to help us with making a really, really interesting. Get that attention.
She's going to jump off the table. We can do the, we'll do the dirty dancing. I'll stand behind you, catch you, put you up in the air and spin around.
No,
come on, man, that would go viral, girl. We could use that in one of your ads for your business.
Yeah, if you haven't been on Dancing with the Stars, you're not gonna swing me around anywhere.
There you go.
I can dance with the stars. I can dance with the stars. Just ask about the Rolly dance. You know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, we've been getting that going lately.
Well, I think it's pretty awesome how great you've been doing. Thanks for coming over today and jumping on, Rachel and. Rachel partnered with us back, when was that? December 10th, you said?
Yep, December 10th.
December 10th. And so let's talk a little bit about, how things are going. And I mean, I feel like you're having a great start to the year. I saw that you were 43% done with your cap already for 2020. That's incredible.
I'm excited.
It is exciting.
Really exciting.
You are an animal, just crushing it.
I'm ready. In real estate, you have like highs and lows. Some years are just killer years, other years are low. And I had a couple of those low years. So when our paths crossed back in October, for me to team up with you guys, I was just kind of like looking at some new opportunities. And when I joined up with you, the way that you really encouraged the team, all of the new ideas that you guys are putting out there, it just got that synergy started. That was like gangbusters for me. And that is exactly what I needed to get back into that momentum.
That's awesome. So you think you're going to, when do you think you'll cap by?
I think by April 1st, I'll
be
be completely capped. It may even be sooner, but I'm thinking because I have some listings and I can't control dates of when they go under contract. So
yeah,
I want to know if we're going to set the record this year. We're going to set the record for personal production this year.
What's the record?
We don't know.
I'm saying your personal record.
Oh, my personal record.
Yeah. Are we gonna set their career record
that's
this year?
The game plan. That's
All right,
the game
let's
plan.
do it.
So you said earlier that you're on pace right now to do more than, what was that like?
So I've already done half the production that I did the entire year.
Yeah.
Last year for 20.
Man, and it ain't even
2019.
February is not even over yet.
That's what I'm saying. I'm super excited. I mean, we are definitely setting a great pace to do some really wonderful things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you were saying earlier, once we really turn on the lead generation, you might have to actually start building a team. Maybe.
I know. I've always been a one-man show, so the thought of having a team but if that time comes, I told you I'd cross that bridge when I get there, right?
Yep.
In our first meeting, Michael,
yes,
remember?
Ma'am. Yes, I do.
I love it. I mean, I can just see the growth in you. You know what I mean? I can see it in your countenance. I mean, it's just shining. You're super busy. I know you got to bounce out of here, go hit another appointment. I mean, that's just fun. It's fun to see that momentum,
It's
really
exciting.
building.
I really have to give God the glory for it, truly, because I think everything comes from him.
Yeah.
But we also have to be very disciplined, very focused.
Right.
You know what I mean? Be a good steward of that time, and then also capitalizing on all of the tools that were being shown.
Right.
I haven't tapped into enough tools yet. I'm really excited to truly get all the funnels up and really do some powerhouse. Right now, the open houses has been my very first step.
Yeah.
And had huge success with that. And that's really what kind of jump started this year.
Tell us about using the open house funnel and kind of that methodology.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
and when you do, try to make sure you're within 3 inches, just so it's perfect.
okay, you want me? Okay.
There you go.
Really
There you go.
close
There
here.
you
It's
go.
a little
Yeah.
Lean
close
on
for
in.
him.
Give us the scoop.
Yeah, we want to hear this.
Okay. So basically, open houses has always been my strong point. I love open houses. That's how I built my career when I moved to Texas back in 2000. And anyway. And so anyway, we had a listing in Hills of Prestonwood, and we put on the market the week of Thanksgiving, which I knew we're kind of going into the holiday time that could maybe slow us down to sell quickly. But I told my seller, and he's been a past client, so there was a trust factor there. I said, Brian, I don't think we need to wait till March to go on the market. I think we're ready to go now. Inventory's down. Your neighborhood's on fire. Let's do it if you're cool with it. So we went on the market, and the average days in that neighborhood are 98 days on the market. We sold it in 48.
Holy moly.
And so I have to give the credit to the open houses, because I like Sunday open houses 2 to 4. Each person has to figure out what their best time is. That just seems to be my great hour to do open houses. And I went and got those signs made. You know, I still had to have my flair on it. You know, I've got to always own it my own style.
Well, give us some context around the
But
signs.
I like the flair. I got the. Well, we can post. We can show. We can show them.
You can show it. I sent him a copy. But it basically included his yellow and black signs with vacant homes, foreclosures, bank-owned properties. Yeah. So I've got that tagline on mine, but it had to have my picture, EXP, with all my lead, my stuff on there.
You're the open house president.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
I like it. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we had our first open house, and before I could just get the door unlocked and just kind of set up, people were already coming through the door. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. I do believe that putting it on social media was a huge help, you know, and then that's kind of what I hadn't utilized that before. So I think that's what really generated. Obviously, I listened to the last podcast you had with the other gentleman and how he gets it in MLS open houses on Monday, right
Chase.
away. Yes.
Chase on the case.
That's it. And so I do the same thing. As soon as I know we're going to do an open house, it goes live in MLS so it can get on all the other websites and help market you. And I would ask different clients that came through, prospects. I said, how did you hear about us? And a lot of them heard from us through a lot of the Realtor.com, Redfin, Zillow, that type of thing.
Yeah. So it's all about promoting the open house. And the cool thing is if you want to get a step-by-step guide or action plan on what she's referring to, you can actually go to openhousepresident.com and get a free copy. Did you do any promotions? Did you run any ads for it? Are you going to do that next time? Have you got into that part yet? Or are you needing help with that?
You know what? I put it on my Facebook wall. So I have a business Facebook wall and my personal website, that lenders and title people, they would kind of help promote it, if I tag them or share it with them. So that's as much as I utilized at this time, but obviously there's always room for improvement.
Yeah.
And I'm committed to improvement. So.
Heck yeah, that's awesome. Well, Chase is one of the things that Chase shared, and one of the things that Woods has helped a lot of people execute on is actually generating leads before the open house even starts by promoting the open house. So getting those lead ads and getting all of those things.
I love it.
We have people right now, I think he did 55 buyer leads from Wednesday to the day of the open house that came as a result of the promotional strategy. And I think if you use the right strategy, one of the other things is you told me a long time ago, I think it was back in January, you also picked up a listing at the open house.
I did. And I actually went and met with the seller this past Saturday at 2:00. I was, our target goal is March 20th in that same neighborhood where I had 40. And you guys, I've never been a huge.
That's definitely the open house president, because she's coming back to get those impressions.
That's right. And it keeps building.
And my lender and I, we teamed up, and there's 521 homes in that neighborhood. So we did the just sold postcards. And when they're seeing the sold signs going up and they're seeing my list, my sign in that neighborhood, I'm hoping to capitalize on a lot more.
Yeah. Well, if you did the postcards, you have the addresses, you can take the addresses, upload them to Facebook, and you can do a just sold Facebook Live, and you can do a video testimonial with the client. Because like we know in all funnels, the bottom of the funnel is when people don't choose you, they don't believe you. So you can never have enough proof. One of the things Woods worked out and rolled out for our inner circle this week was a testimonial funnel. So stacking those testimonials like you're talking about, because if we get a video of that person and they tell what a great job you did, and then we take all of those addresses, put them into Facebook, and then we target the whole neighborhood, and we can do a couple different things, because we can set it up that if they watch one video, they can see the next video. So maybe the first video is we announce this next open house. The next video might be talking about your success on selling the home around the corner, or so on and so forth. So
I love it.
Let's
do that. That's definitely.
Well, that's what Woods is going to help you with before you leave today. We're going to help you nail that funnel down.
We'll nail it down.
And we call that monetized personal branding, by the way. So it's getting the content, because the strategy is that you want to get impressions, so you win the mind share of the market, those 500 homes, so then you get the market share. So if we went and knocked on the door of every home in that neighborhood and we did a survey, would they name your name? Well, over time, it's like becoming the Incredible Hulk in a puddle.
The open house funnel is such a great way to break into a neighborhood and start to initiate that strategy, because you're already getting proof and demonstration, right? That you can deliver the value to your clients. I mean, when they see that, it's not normal. You know, those people are used to seeing, they've seen open houses and signs like that. But when they see a big event like that, you know, you're just making your value visible.
Especially if you videoed the live before the event and you came back and told the results, because all of those addresses you would target with the first video, the second video. But the main thing is, what did you sell the house for?
We sold it for $432,000.
Is that higher than the average dollar per square foot in the neighborhood?
We were priced perfectly based on a current bank appraisal. And actually, there had been a couple of homes that sold a lot less. They were short sales. So I thought we did really good against, you know, when you have all of those comps.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. But now we got it. Now because a testimonial wants to validate the value proposition. So if you can crystallize what you did and make that visible, we sold it in X amount of days, which was twice as fast as the average. Plus, we were able to do this. And one thing that I heard was great with testimonials, and this is just a tip, is it's not that you just sold it and validates the value proposition. If the benefit to the client was the money, then you want the testimonial to not just say the money. You want them to say what they did are going to do. So like with the money, so the testimonial is like, and that's going to help us, you know, with our new daughter starting college versus just make money, right? And so,
and then the other one would be time, right? You know, so now how does that make you feel knowing that you're going to be able to move into this new construction property with no hiccups, you know, no having
stress
to worry about the stress
because it's 48 days.
And the cool thing about it, we actually just created a funnel for all our Inner Circle members called a Testimonial Funnel. So you'll have access to that.
I saw your presentation yesterday. It's awesome.
Yeah. So like, and the cool thing about it is you can coach your people a little bit on a couple of things to mention when they give a testimonial. You obviously want people to be authentic and real, right? But you want to make sure that they use the words that you are trying to own in the mind of the consumers that you're targeting.
Give us an example of the funnel you built and how, just walk us through. Yeah. So like I was watching this, I don't want to get off track, but this is funny. I think it'll add the entertainment factor. I got to share it now, but I was in bed last night and I was watching this video. It was Lil Wayne disses Drake. And it was a concert. It was a concert. And so what happened was, it was amazing. He was like, yeah, you're the best in the world at hooks. And he's like, nah, I'm the best in the world at hooks. He's like, you go and you do your hook. And so first Drake came out and he sang a song that everybody in the audience knew it. So he sat down and then Lil Wayne got off his little like stool and he went over there and did his. And they would go to the opposite. It was like a play. It was beautiful.
I want to see that.
Oh, it was amazing. So then he went, and they would only go on the hooks or like, and he's like, well, I'm not just the guy that can go on the hooks. I can also go on the lyrics. Anyway, so they're going through the entire thing as this audience is going crazy. Anyway, I forgot the point that I was trying to make. There was an original point. Would you might be able to help me out there? No.
Man, I don't know.
What were you saying?
I was saying we were talking about the testimonial funnel. We were talking about the words you want to own in the mind of the consumer, and coaching them on, you know, being able to, you know, help them understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't remember, dude.
I don't know. You just sold me on the clip, though. I'm gonna go find it.
It was a little.
Can we get a link to the clip? Yeah. I mean, come on, man,
dude. We
might be able to pick up what you were putting down.
Yeah, it was amazing.
I do know that. So, like, just to kind of go, you know, you'd asked me to lay out a little bit about what we laid out in the testimonial funnel. I mean, you got to make it easy for people to give you testimonials. So, you know, I always tell people that, you know, ask them to just pull out their phone, you know, but you got to coach them. You got to tell people exactly what to do.
I was going to say.
Okay, let's hear it.
Oh, so Drake goes up. And Drake is so this is what I was doing. So Drake goes up to Lil Wayne. He's like, listen, man, you know, you're good. And he starts, it was brilliant because he was an actor, you know, and he was like, what you should have done. And Wayne just hit his and then sitting on the stool. And so he's like talking to him with the whole audience here. And he's telling him exactly, he's like, you should have hit the hook. And he's like, hey, let me just show you real quick. Then he walks to the middle of the stage and his beats and he crushed it. But he was like being an actor. The point was when you were saying with the testimonial funnel, he was kind of acting, like telling him what he should do and then go do it.
Right.
What I was trying to get you to do just now was to demonstrate. Well, I wanted you to demonstrate like what is Inner Circle and how were you? What was the science behind that funnel and what words were you trying to get them to communicate?
Yeah. So I mean, well, I'll just tell you. You know, obviously we have an Inner Circle that we coach a lot of real estate agents all over the country. and help them with their funnels and everything, and build their audiences, and help them get clients. I mean, that's kind of the main thing of what we do. So we, in the funnel process, we're, in the testimonial funnel, we're asking for testimonial. I mean, we got a dog up in here. I'm waiting for a chicken to come in. Can we close the door or have I got people walking all around in front of the camera. I don't even know what's going on. So we're building a testimonial funnel. We shot a video to let people know exactly what we want them to do. And we tell them, hey, here's what to do and here's what to say, so, and I just laid out, now listen, be authentic, but here's the words that I want you to say. I want you to mention the inner circle, obviously, because that's what the product is. That's the brand, right? So we want testimonials that are going to reinforce our brand, but then also mention, how the inner circle has helped you get clients, build a funnel, grow your social media and use your social media to get clients, right? And put systems and processes in your business, right? Like those are the things that we do and we help people with. So we want them to communicate that value proposition. If you have a value proposition in the marketplace, say it is to sell your home for up to 18% more than the methods used by traditional real estate agents, right? Well, then obviously whenever you get a sale that sells more than the average homes in the marketplace, which is what Michael was asking you earlier, right? Well, then you would want them to mention how you were able to sell their home for X% above market value in the neighborhood. Yep. And the thing is value not articulated, is value not appreciated. So when they might not even know that you sold their home for 10% more than the average in the neighborhood. Right. Yeah. Right? But if you articulate that and then let them share their story.
Let me do it like Drake did, Woods.
I'll be Lil Wayne, you be Drake.
All right. So here's what I was looking for. So we have this inner circle program, and every single week we train agents across the country. We help them with building funnels, getting money. Now, one of the challenges that we have is making sure that people believe it, because one of the things that we do is we do a free trial, so people can I don't even think we have a URL that I could plug if I wanted to plug one, but we have a free trial. A lot of people come see us live speak and they'll take advantage of that, and a lot of people stay in the inner circle. And so we wanted to get testimonials, and so on Monday, and the reason why is because of stories like yours, right? Yes. So you're sharing a story, and what we're struggling with is always trying to get people to understand, like, this is the best thing this is, in my opinion, the best investment you can make. I've invested in training. I know what level of training we're putting out. We have a call today. And so when he did the testimonial funnel, there were certain words that we would want that person to say. So they could say Mike and Woods, but we don't want them to say Mike and Woods as much as we want them to say the inner circle. Right. There might be things around the community. There might be things around the funnel. There might be things around something very specific, like you were sharing with the open house. All of those things you want to craft into the testimonial. So what Woods was able to do was build the funnel that communicated what we felt like we wanted to hear from the inner circle members, because we knew it. I mean, when we talk to them, we know it, but we also understand what are the skepticisms of the audience. And so we're trying to, in a testimonial, we're trying to communicate a promise, which is, if you want to get clients now, like if you need to get clients, like you were saying, you needed to get clients now, and then I get a text message, I'm so busy now, I got 3 closings all between February 5th. There's a lot of people that wanted that problem in January. I mean, you just kicked the year off right. But if you were going to advise somebody, would you tell someone if they needed to make money now that they should do open houses, yes or no?
Absolutely.
And so we're trying to, but then they have this thought like open house. Well, I know what an open house is, but then we have J.R. Beckles who says, man, I had a lender be at an open house. He said he'd been in real estate 29 years and never had this many guests. Was that the most visitors you've ever had?
It's the most. And I mean, I've been in real estate 28 years. 20 years here in Texas. So I'm not a new agent, but what's interesting is I love all of our technology, but you still have to be back to the basics.
Right.
And open houses is that face-to-face meeting with someone. And that is a closing move for me. I love, if I can get face-to-face with you and we can talk and, we're kind of on the same page. that's when I do my very best, you know.
Sure.
Right.
versus-
And so for you, let's just say you had how many visitors?
I think we had close to 40, right around 40.
Okay. So what I've always said is if I had a son, and I don't want to the point is he was building a testimonial funnel that was going to help us make sure we communicated it. Because our biggest thing is if you get in, you're going to sell houses. We're going to teach you how to get money now.
That's true.
Yeah.
We just have to, we'll give you our funnels, right?
of them.
Everything, every copy, exactly
Our
step by
ads,
step.
the whole thing.
Yeah. Before you got here, we've been here since this morning doing a content meeting, literally laying out step by step what book we needed to write next in order to, because the Facebook, have you done the Facebook thing that he's taught, the Facebook marketplace strategy?
I did. I did the one on the rental to try to, like, if you're going to rent, you know, first buying,
Right.
you know, what's your credit. And I actually probably interacted with close to 10 people
Yeah.
from that one ad that we did. You
Awesome.
know, I don't even know
I'm
if I should call
gonna-
it an ad. It's really just like a promo. I didn't pay any
But
money.
it could be.
so
But it could be.
Absolutely.
Right. And
Yeah.
I'm
Absolutely.
gonna have to show you the that version on steroids. I got a little something new
Okay.
that I dropped on.
I'm
there.
in. I'm in.
Yeah, yes. So the point is we're always trying to communicate the things on steroids, like, well, what does that mean?
Right.
So we're always trying to get that from the customer's voice. So the lesson is he was asking for the testimonial because he was demonstrating at the same time what he was going to give them. So it's like one of those cool things where you're having something done to you and being asked to do it, but actually the same thing you're being asked to do and having done to you, you need to be doing too. And so it has like this dual way to learn it at the same time. So that's what I was looking for.
You know what,
Little Wayne.
Well, you know what, what you mentioned though. I mean, that's hard to create. So like, it's easy for us when it's easy to create an experience for somebody. Like if you're talking about marketing and then you're marketing to them and you're doing the thing that you're doing, that you're teaching them to them.
Right.
Like that's really cool and it's really powerful. They're like, oh man, he's teaching me how to do this and he's sitting here doing it to me. It works.
The reason, because you both are business owners,
Right.
it's hard to do it to a homeowner
Sure.
if they're not a business owner. But if both of you share the same principle of trying to learn Instagram, or you both share the same principle of needing to do videos on YouTube, then you have a commonality where then you can do something to them. And when they do it, they realize I should be doing that too.
Right. Well, I think that what you can do is like you mentioned earlier, like where you really take your open house funnel to the next level and we really take over that neighborhood is what Michael talked about was documenting that process and saying, hey, like here we are at the open house and here's what, and then giving the report afterwards and telling them the result afterwards. That's making the value visible, almost like as if you were teaching a realtor. Imagine if you were going to teach another agent how to do that. Like that, I always tell people, like if you're an agent and you're having success and you're sharing and documenting your success and just sharing that out in the marketplace, like first of all, other realtors that find value from that and they copy you, right? Like first of all, it's going to be like less than 1%. Number one, that implement.
Yeah.
Number two, you are going to be building your organization, building a team at some point, you know, so you're going to want to attract other agents. So that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
And then also too, if homeowners and other people view you as somebody who is such an expert that they're sharing all of this stuff openly, and it's almost like you're putting on a clinic for other real estate agents, then they're probably going to want to hire you because you're an expert and you're sharing that openly. It's just making that value visible, man. I mean, that's the process. And that's the world we live in too, because they're going to see you on Facebook. They're going to see you on Instagram.
They are.
You know, I don't know if you're up on TikTok, you know, doing dance challenges
Not
or something,
yet.
but they might see you on there. I didn't think I would be on TikTok, but man, my kids have got me up on there. I'm following these things. I'm trying to do little dance challenges. I mean, anyways.
That's that.
My daughter's been asking me to do TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you should go for it.
You think I should?
You might be a TikTok
graduate May
star.
from high school, so we're gonna almost be out of the TikTok phase, right?
I think you got the vibe for it.
Yeah.
I think you got the vibe for it. You could do it.
I'm gonna go back to the open house thing. One of the things I wanted to ask is about your database. So the people that came in, did you put them into a database?
So Michael, I haven't got that put together yet.
Okay, gotcha.
I went on KV Core and I was trying to figure out how to download that app and sync it all where we go into my CRM. But this is something, once again, it's just the momentum started. And when you've got clients to go list homes and go show properties, it's just working all those details in. But I plan to have that in place before our next open house.
That's awesome. Because one of the things is, so when someone comes to an open house, there's obviously, we can set them up. One of the things to make it work is having the right calls to actions, creating that group, and making sure that we take control of that traffic. In 2016, from January 2nd to the end of that January, which would have been 31st, we identified 131 people that said they might make a move in that year. And by the end of the June, a third of them were either under contract, listed, or had already closed.
That's awesome.
And so with that audience that you're building with those people, I would just always say it's not about home buyers and home sellers. It's about homeowners. But in theory, it's about building that database so that you can send an email out on a Monday, and tell them about the market update in May, or tell them, are those same people? Because everyone who came to your open house should be a custom audience. And they should, if you do another open house, those 40 people should see the Facebook Live for your next one and your next one, because if you're consistent, they're going to see you everywhere. And buyers the NAR statistic says 83% of buyers do business with the first person they come into contact with. The point is that they don't remember their agent's first name because there's not enough contacts, because most agents only focus on the person that's ready to buy now. Those other 38 people already met you. You're not a stranger. If you keep doing that, then what happens, and this is the get money now, some people, you'll be able to get money now by sending an email to your database versus having to go out there and hustle it up. Getting money now is really easy to people who build followings. So if I have 1 million subscribers or 100,000 subscribers or 20,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I'm in the digital marketing space, it's a lot easier for me to get money now than if I'm brand new.
Right.
And so you always want to, it's like the monkey bars, and you have to let go of one to go forward. And it's that attraction business. We want to attract people to us. And so I just know that with what you're already doing, taking those people, and that's what we'll work on today after the podcast, is helping you come up with a plan around that.
Just to circle back around, I didn't let them come through the home without capturing their information.
Right.
But I just did it old school with a hand written.
Right.
I let them write it out. And the great news is, I loved what you just said a minute ago. It's so many agents just focus on selling a house. Who's buying tomorrow? Now, half the people that came in were ready to buy in the marketplace now. Many of them had agents, which is great. That's great. But a couple of the couples aren't even going to be looking to buy until August and October.
Yeah.
But my motto is I have to sell a house every month. So I really don't care what month you fall in.
Right.
So those folks are definitely, I've got them set up on home searches, getting them familiarized with the different areas that they're interested in, price points, so that when they are ready to pull the trigger, I'm there. We're going to get that done.
Heck yeah. And I can tell you ain't going to drop any balls.
No
hot ones.
She's on it. She is on it.
Yep.
That's awesome, man. So y'all were making fun of me earlier on my bro talks, man. So listen,
we should save that for after the podcast.
No, I want to address it. Because I want to put this to the community, to the viewer. All right. First of all, you want to look your best to be your best.
Just so you know, he's doing this confidently, but he wasn't as confident.
Oh, I was confident. No, I've been confident. 100. I posted.
You can tell how he raises his voice when I'm talking, so that he can. This is called force. We
have volume control, guys. Somebody just pushed their volume up louder.
Well, what happened was Dustin Black was over here, and he was Wood swore that he was a Brotox guy. I didn't even know this.
He looked good.
Here's what happened.
Looked good. He looked young.
Woods lived at my house for a year. Okay, I've spent probably more days with Woods over the last 4 years.
First of all, I didn't live in your house for a year. I was home. I was staying at your house, but we spent a lot of time together.
You didn't live at my house for a year?
I mean, pretty much. My family.
Did you stay
was
at my
back
house
in Arizona.
more? Yeah, he lived there for a year, Monday through Friday, sometimes through the weekends when he didn't go back. But the point is, nevertheless, I did not know. He's got great. If you ever see his toiletry bag, it's unbelievable. I mean, he has his tongue scraper dialed in.
Oh, the tongue scraper is a game changer.
Yeah, and I'm not down. I'm giving you props, right?
Yeah.
He takes care of himself really well. But I was on social media the other day, and I saw a picture with all these white lines on his face, And I was like, hey, you getting Botox? And he was like, it's called Brotox.
No, on the post I posted on Instagram, it said Brotox. It was overlaid.
He made a name. I'm a marketer, and we work a lot together. And anytime you want to influence the audience, you make a name up in order to. This is what he's the best in the world at. He knows this for a fact. Yeah. So he's trying, in order for there to be acceptance, he didn't want to put Botox because he knew it already felt weird. So he had to make up a name that made him feel better. So the point is so when I just asked him about it, he got really defensive, started talking louder to me, wouldn't let me finish, started cutting me off. And then he said, well, call Dustin. I was just sitting there. I wasn't going to do it. And he was like, are you calling him? I was like, dude, I'm not going to call him. It's not a big deal. He was like, no, call him right now. So
that is not even how it went down.
So I called him.
Factually correct. Contextually incorrect, but keep going.
Jimmy was there. So the point is I call him and he was like, nah, man, tell Woods you got me bent. Have I ever, did I come to your house and do Botox to look good for the video? No, sir. He said, but tell Woods, I support him in his Brotox if that's
right. Hey, that's all I need.
Yeah. But he looks good.
I do. Well, it doesn't kick in for like a week and a half or so, but week and a half, we'll do a before and after, and I'll post it on my Instagram. So go follow me on at Woods Davis on Instagram, and you get to see the before and after.
Yeah, that's it.
But I give a shout out. I had to I tagged my my little gal who did my stuff, and she works with my wife and stuff, and so had to lay down the Brotox for her, man.
Yeah,
but I think it's good.
Yeah,
it makes you feel good about yourself. Do it.
Heck yeah.
I mean, if
would you let your daughter get Botox?
Don't you think she's a bit young?
I don't know.
18.
No, there's 18. There's
18,
but there's 18-year-olds doing it.
Well, I'm not a big fan of that because let me tell you what. Once you start doing it, you got to maintain it.
Thank you.
And so you have to decide what you want to. Let me just tell you, I haven't done Botox. I don't want to. It's going to be my last resort.
Well, you look good.
But I'm good. I'm happy to do it if it needs to be done, and I don't judge anybody else that does it. That's their deal. It's just not mine.
Take it all. I'll take the Botox.
I've been doing anti-aging since I was 24.
But
skincare.
So, but you could take a multivitamin. That's what I asked him. I said, well, I'm just saying, if you're going to get the Botox, then take the multivitamin. That's the point. And then don't drink the caffeine drink because then you're not really trying to be healthy. You just care about the way you look.
But dude, that's first of all. But you already admitted that's trying to be healthy. But yeah, everybody's got their vices. Listen. I hit my workout yesterday. I hit my runs. I hit my stuff. The thing is, we all got something that you could pick apart and be like, well, yeah, if you're going to do this to look good, but you ain't going to do this. I mean, that's with everything. That's with everybody. Everybody's got a chink in their armor.
But that's not. But the point isn't if there's everybody has a. That's like saying the obvious. What I'm saying is if you're rational. This is my opinion. Okay, this is just my opinion. I'm entitled to it. That you have to have congruency in your behavior. The cool thing about me is I say, oh no, man, I ain't on my game. But the good news is I've gotten on my game many, many times, and I've inspired more people to get on their game because that's where I get my fulfillment. But if I say, hey, man, you could take a vitamin. And the reason why this is important, just so you know, is because I had this conversation with my wife. And so I already have an opinion. And for my wife, I wouldn't want her to do something. I'd rather her take a multivitamin before she goes putting stuff. And I think a lot of women, dude, this is just my opinion, that they think they have to do those things. Mm-hmm. And for my wife, I like her just the way she is. And I just tell her all the time, I'm like, you ain't got to do all. She's seeing all these other people do this stuff. I'm just saying.
That's true.
And they're motivating her. And if I had a daughter, I would be trying to build her up and say, listen, honey, you don't have to do. Now, if you want to do it because it makes you happen, I'm not judging you. I just don't want you to be influenced by all these people and fall in line.
Exactly.
Because a lot of just so you know, when it comes to that type of thing, I'm lucky, dude. My wife, if she walked in here right now.
That's the motivation behind it.
My wife doesn't want me to lose weight. That's the 100% truth. My wife, and when I have my shirt off, my wife says, I think you look perfect. I was like, man, no, I don't. I'm just saying, dude. Even since the day I started dating her, she always wanted a guy that was a little bit bigger, right? And so, like, that's just the truth. And so, she never makes me feel like...
That's why your pantry is stocked.
It's stocked, dog.
She's laying out the trap for you, bro. You can't get ahead.
Hey, dog. Listen,
she got cookie crumbs leading to the bedroom.
Hey, she never makes me feel like I need to go do something
Yeah.
In order
well,
to
my
have
wife
that.
doesn't make me feel like I need
didn't
to do
say that.
something.
I didn't.
Nor
I
does
didn't.
do I make my wife.
No, but
feel like
you feel like it for yourself. And so I was just asking the question, not saying that you can pick someone apart, but if somebody asked me a question to do something, I would naturally have an hierarchy in my suggestion. And my hierarchy and suggestion would be, hey, listen, before you do that, maybe you could start doing this first. You know, maybe that, and you said it so yourself. It's a last resort, right?
It's definitely for me.
Yeah.
You know, I've been using, I'm going to give a plug to my skincare because it is the best on the market.
Well,
It's
yeah,
Arbonne
look,
International.
there you
Arbonne
go.
International. It's water-based. It's all natural. I've been on the RE9 line. They should
If you start wearing lipstick, bro, I'm telling you, you ain't close with me on that.
Oh, I ain't wearing no lipstick.
No lipstick. But they have a men's skincare line too.
Oh yeah, I see. That's what I need to do. And my skincare lady, the girl that did my Botox, she did give me a little schooling. So I got my my sunscreen
That's key.
on right now.
Yes.
See, so that was the hierarchy. See,
Yeah, you're doing good.
You know, if I want to get my skin dialed in, you know,
got-
she's like,
and
you got to be wearing
that's
your
the point.
sunscreen daily.
That's
I
the
was like,
point.
all
That's the
right, I
point.
got
But
all that.
you wouldn't say, well, she's nitpicking me apart. You would say, you're right. There is a hierarchy. If I'm gonna do this, it makes sense to do that.
Okay.
That's the only point.
That is
Oh, yeah, for sure.
anti-aging
I'm a learner.
in the bottle. That's it. Anti-aging in the bottle of sunscreen.
I know, man. My wife.
Keep your face out of the sun. I've had some skin cancer, so I learned a long time ago. But my face,
really?
if I'm out at the beach, the pool, wherever, I've got a hat on, I've got 50 spectrum going. It's imperative.
Well, I can tell you're like my wife. My wife is the same thing. I mean, she is like, she has to wear a hat that is the size of a sombrero to go outside. I mean, she will not go outside without being protected from the
It's
sun.
huge. But
Man, and I
sunscreen
like
is
being in the sun.
And I had a hard time finding a sunscreen I liked because I don't like the way it makes your skin feel after you apply it, you know?
Yeah.
So Abaji, their 50 Spectrum's my fave.
Hey, we got down.
Love
I
it.
got some Obagi at the house.
It's a good one.
Yeah, I'm lucky, man. I'm lucky because my wife is so good on all that stuff, and I just piggyback on her.
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Yeah.
Botox.
We need
You got
to
you got affiliate link for him?
I do,
goodness.
man. Hey, I'll just DM me on Instagram, man. I'll hit you up with the hookup. I do have the hookup on the
There you
Botox,
go.
just in case you want some. Man, you know, I'm just letting you know. I ain't gonna judge you, bro. You don't really look like you need it. You don't have any wrinkles on your forehead or nothing, man.
You don't look like you need it. But
Well, I mean, maybe that's the Botox.
yeah. Well, you said it takes a week or so to kick in. All right. Well, we know we kept you here too long talking about Drake, Lil Wayne, and Botox.
Botox.
Hey, you know, you got to provide a little entertainment for the folks out there.
I
He
agree.
he did that on purpose. I told him not to go there.
Yeah, well, you know, I wanted to mix it up a little bit. You know, we can't always just be about to get money. But to get money, though, does allow you to get Botox. If you want Botox,
That's
you want to
right.
be able to
And
have
afford
some
it.
options to be able to do it. Do we want to be able to know how to get money now, build a brand later, so you can have more freedom in your life, be able to do the stuff you want to do, and build your life by strategy. You know.
Heck yeah.
So awesome. Well, thank you all for this, man. This has been fun.
Thanks for
Had
having
a
me.
good time.
Thank
Great
you for
time.
coming. Hey, congratulations.
Thank
I
you.
can't wait to come back and give everybody an update on where you're at. You're doing a great job.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
thank you.
Can I
And-
put a little shameless plug out? Because we did talk about the inner circle a little bit today. So, man, if you want to check out what we've been talking about, you can go to listingclass.com. Now, that's not always the best place to go. But you know what? Go check out listingclass.com. I got to put the shameless plug out there.
Got to
in
do
case
it.
y'all were wondering. Anyways.
Good
So,
job.
I want people to have the same kind of experience that you've had. I mean, I want people to be successful like you.
You know, I've been in lots of trainings through my career, lots of wonderful people that have taught strategies, but I'm going to give you guys the top ladder here. I'm very impressed. I'm impressed with the consistency that you guys provide every single week.
Yeah.
You're always there to motivate, and people need motivation. You know, we can all get super charged up, excited, and then we lose our motivation, or something, a deal falls out, or something personal is going on in our life, whatever it might be. So I think the inner circle, if you haven't signed up or you haven't checked it out, check it out. You'll start making some money this year and not the year from now be going, man, I should have checked them out. I've actually had 2 realtors call me from meetings that they've attended with you guys. I don't know if you're name dropping me or not, but they're finding me and calling me. Want to know, is this really the real deal, you know? And I said, you know, it is. It's if you're going to just pay a monthly fee, that's nothing. You're going to be making a lot more money than the monthly fee.
Yeah.
So
There you go. Rachel Boston dropping it like it's hot.
Rachel Boston in the house. All right. Well, this was fun, guys. Let's do it again.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Got it.
Awesome.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Thanks for checking out the Get Money Now podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, you're really going to enjoy our Facebook community. You can become a part of the group by going to joingetmoneynow.com. And also, if you enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe and turn on the notifications so you can be notified of all the new episodes.